Okay, good morning. I'm just going to go for it, and hopefully the feedback does not clobber me going forward. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning, February the 3rd, and this is Linda Pearl. I broadcast for One Quilting Circle, and I broadcast every Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock on my Facebook business channel for One Quilting Circle. But today we're doing things a little bit differently. I am actually doing this via Zoom into Facebook Live, God willing and the creek don't rise. And we're going to be recording this, and it will be cross-posted later on today to my YouTube channel. I tried to get the webcam to work, and we're still not happy with that. So I'm just going to figure we're going to work. The other thing is right now I can't see the dashboard for Facebook Live. So if you're there and you're seeing me and you're laughing along with me, go for it. Leave me a little comment. I'll get back to you later. But one of the things that I had on my plate for this year was I want to find a way to be able to broadcast seamlessly on a different platform, because I am trying to move away from Facebook dependence for a lot of different reasons. So today is the first step in this. I have a screen share demo that I'm going to do later for you, hopefully, that will have my walk you through last night's blog post of how to do a watermark on a photograph. If you can hear a little bit of background feedback in the background, I have one window open for Facebook and there is a 20-second delay, so I minimized it. I don't want to turn it off because I'm afraid that the video will be poof and gone away. I am nothing if not a work in progress. And honest to God, I have to give a shout out last night when I tried to do this as a setting. I had to laugh because I had 3 girlfriends all popped on at me at 10:30 at night in my bathrobe trying to figure this out. I'm like, is everybody awake to watch this? And I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. I will continue. There is a way to do this. I just have to eat the elephant one bite at a time. So, welcome to February 3rd, and I am pleased to tell you that it is actually the 45th day of winter. It's all down here in spring right now, and I'll take any good news where I can. I also got a haircut last week, which was definitely overdue. But the blog post that I posted yesterday is a detailed walkthrough for how to put a watermark on your artwork, or your, whether it is photography, whether it is painting, whether it's quilting, whether it's progress photos. It's very important to watermark your product when you're putting it out there on the internet, because that makes it more difficult for people to take it. It's not impossible, and watermarks can be removed. But my theory has always been that if you're going to put a watermark on a photograph, the people that are taking photographs and using them for their own purposes and making money off of them are going to move on to the next one that's not watermarked. So that's why I'm kind of working on it and doing that. February has come. My granddaughter's birthday is this month. She's growing up way too fast. I've seen pictures of her and she does not look like she's not 5. So we're going to go for here. I have been playing around with some ideas for, I have a funky idea for what I want to do for Monday Night's Mini in February, which has already been announced and is up on my website at onequiltingcircle.com/shop. You can go find that. But it's going to be the flange binding. And I took a photograph of, this is what it looks like. It's a machine-based finishing technique that looks amazing and is fast and is secure, and you're going to love it. I took a look at them the other day. I laid out several of them because I kind of wanted to get a photograph for the class. And it dawns on me that there's one variation I have not tried yet. I'm holding that back for the February 22nd, but I think this can be turned into a scrappy binding as well. Scrappy flange. We'll see how that goes. But that's what it looks like on that. And If you've been following me for a while, you know that I use this on a lot of my pieces. This is what it looks like when I put it on Liberty last year. Liberty is my red, white, and blue quilt that I did. That is a deconstructed star. And this particular one is just, I use the white flange to kind of pull out. There's not as much white in the quilt as there is red and blue. And this just kind of gave it a little bit of an extra punch. Plus, I got it done faster. It also looks amazing on my Dream Big panel. So that is February 22nd, and you'll be seeing more information about that, not only in the newsletter later today, but also on media channels and such. I can tell you that I have some really exciting news for you. I am participating in next week's presentation for the Global Quilt Connection. They are coming back for yet another version. We have new quilters that are doing it. And there'll be information in my newsletter on how to sign up for it. I have a kind of a big announcement on that one. I am opening up all of my online classes that are currently available. In the end of 2020 and early this year, I've been booking classes for groups. We're now opening them all up for open enrollment. So if you're not a member of a guild, but you're specifically interested in learning, for example, about copyright rules with relationship to the quilting industry, or if you're interested in my 10 quilters, you no longer have to be part of a group to be able to do this. You can sign up and do it individually, and we'll be scheduling them on a round robin basis as we go forward. That website enhancement is just about done and will go live on Monday. And on Tuesday afternoon, I will be part of the Global Quilt Connection panel discussion, hence the haircut. There's also yet another new iteration of a headshot coming. Now that I've had the hair, I think every time I get a haircut, I need a new headshot, but I'm a work in progress. What can I say? I'm happy to say that in the last couple of days, I've heard some rumblings about real show news. And although we're not yet at a point where I personally feel comfortable making plans, my number hasn't come up in the, from New Hampshire. I think I'm in the 2B group. I'm not 65 years old, so I'm in with the more of the general population. My husband has his date, which I'm really happy and excited for him to do, but mine hasn't come up yet. So I'm not ready to make travel plans or book certainly not a cruise, but book airline tickets anytime soon. However, shout out to Nina Grit Quilters. Nina Grit Quilters has posted yesterday on their Facebook page that they are announcing dates in October for, I believe it's their Ruby Anniversary Quilt Show. It's a gorgeous quilt. And they are planning on it being an in-person event. And I think that's wonderful. The ladies are phenomenal ladies down there. Hopefully by the fall, we'll start to see a little bit of action pick up. This is February. It means that the Vermont Quilt Festival contest entries for the virtual festival this year opened yesterday. So there's information on the VQF website in terms of how to submit your quilt for their contest, which is a virtual one. And they are finalizing their teachers, so their teacher classes will be coming out shortly. In Vermont, you know that I have a huge soft spot in my heart for the Vermont show. I love it. I can't wait to go back to Vermont in 2022. But it's here, it's rolling, and I think it's going to be phenomenal. I know the ladies that are running it, and it's going to be great. So that'll be something to look at. And little thing I heard kind of rumblings about yesterday, Road to California, which is traditionally the first show in the circuit. It usually starts off in it actually is, first one is in January. They have announced a second show this year that they are going to do, and that is in May. It's a virtual show, Virtual Road Part 2. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't think they have it on their website yet, but they're apparently felt good enough with the response the Road to California one, that they want to try Road 2. So that's really exciting. And they also announced a second show for 2022. They have another event that they're tagging onto their in-person road there that Subheading is going to be starting on. And as soon as I flesh that out, that's less a quilt and more garment construction, which feeds nicely into what Bruce and Diane have been doing with Subheading. But so we're starting to see some things coming to life, and we will get back to shop hops and shows and getting out and such. I think we're just in the middle of the gray winter lucky doldrums, and although I have beautiful quilts inside my sewing room, I have not sewn in the last couple of days, and that's going to be something I'm going to be playing with later on today. I have a pattern for a friend of mine that I got to test before I do too much else. Okay, so will be hosted on my later today. So this particular show, this particular video, because it is being technically hosted in the sky on Zoom, will actually be on my YouTube channel, and there'll be a link to the YouTube video posted on Facebook. So it'll be a little bit of a different format, but we'll get there and we'll work on it. Blog. Show open schedules, Road to California. I made notes because between the technological pieces of this, the half-written newsletter, and trying to figure out how to do this on Zoom, yeah, I needed notes. So that is really interesting. I have been spending a little time binge watching on Netflix, The Great British Bake Off. Sometimes you just need to switch your brain up a little bit and do something different. So I've been playing, I think I'm up to I'm not up to the bubble yet. They're not in the bubble. I just watched season 8 and was frankly amazed that Raoul won. And kind of thinking back on that, taking a step back from the push to get the ovarian cancer quilt on its way. It arrived in Florida. It's somebody's gone to Florida for February, and my quilt's down there. So we'll see how that goes. So now what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to go to screen share, and I have, bear with me. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, we want to go here. And I have a Canva session open. Yep, okay. So I have a Canva session open. So this is going to walk you through the detailed instructions were on yesterday's blog post. But what I'm going to do is to walk you through and do it here. This is something that I was not able to do with Facebook Live. I'm sure we all remember that last spring, and it's taken me a while, but I'm like, there has to be a way. So we're going to go to, this is when I go in and log into Canva. This is my front page. I'm going to create a design. I'm going to make it an Instagram post because I haven't posted for Instagram yet. And so we're going to go here. I think the system might be, there's so many internet things going through my laptop right now. I think there's probably a little bit of confusion. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload from, oh, okay, wait a minute. We're already back up here. All right, so this is the photograph we're going to use, and I've already uploaded it previously. This is a photograph that I took on my camera. This is York Beach, Maine, on a beautiful summer morning. And it actually just happens to work really, really well if I want to use this as a, if I want to use this for example, inspirational quotes. You've sometimes seen things that I have put out there and done on that. This is the background for this. I own the photograph. I took the photograph. I own the copyright. There's no question about it. However, it is such a pretty picture of a beachy morning. You take enough photographs, you're going to get lucky at some point. So before I put this out on the internet, what I want to do is I want to I want to put a watermark on it so people know that it comes to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here now and hit text. And it comes up with different basic sizes. It really doesn't matter from this point of view which one it's going to go with. I kind of start with subheading and then I play around with it for a while. Okay, so this is subheading. And what you do is you start typing. And the laptop is up in the sky because I couldn't get the Ethereum to work. So on Instagram, my handle is @1_quilting_circle. It always helps to be able to spell. And so what I'm going to go over here is I'm going to take out that. I'm going to, okay, so that now looks right. And usually I will put this, if it's a landscape photograph or something like that, I'm going to put it here. Now here's the issue with that. If you were going to pull this down and do a screen capture, you could crop this out very easily. And that's one of the issues that you have when you're doing a screenshot, a watermark, sorry. Okay, so one of the things that you can do is you can zone it out. You can zoom it out to give you a little bit longer spacing. You can crop it in a little bit. You can come up here to the toolbar and you can align it so that it's going to go over on the left-hand side, which is usually what I do. If I were going to take and put a saying up here, an inspirational word, a quote, or whatever, I would put it up here and I would right justify it, and that kind of gives it that artsy look of what you're looking at. I can come up here, I can highlight it, and I can come up here and I can change the font. So this is different choices. So if you have a font that you use always that you're going to want to do this with, you can kind of play around with that, what works. You can change the size of the font, so you can broaden it up a little bit. You can change the color. Now this becomes interesting because depending upon the background of the photograph, white does not look bad on this one. If I were to go to and put it to, if I were going to change it and put, oops, I don't want to do that. If I were going to come in here and change this and turn it to black or one of the colors from my website and then click off of it, you see it's there, but it's really hard to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back here. We're going to go up where it says text color. We're going to go to new color. You can make it a screaming orangey, whatever, so it's in your face. Go over here. As long as it's highlighted, it will change your color. So you can play around with that. Oh, wait a minute. It's giving me a problem. There is a way that you can do this. I think because I have in Canva, I had selected the colors to go with my website so that it automatically defaults to that. But if I wanted to pick a new color, I could do that. So for right now, just to make this easy, let's just pull the gray because you can still see it. Okay, so that's up here. And then if I wanted to put something else that said, going with subheading, going up here, and I could put something that says, Canva watermark demo. Okay. So I can put this here. I can move it around wherever I wanted to. I can put it up here. I can, right now, where it is, it's actually, center justified. I could put it left. I could put it right. I could put it center. I could change the color. All right, there's a setting for that, and it's probably because I have it hardwired into the colors for my website. So we'll just kind of leave that for right now. In this particular case, it works. So now it's over on the right-hand side, and I can move that over as much as I want. My concern with this is still, however, that somebody could come and they could crop out the centerpiece of this, and they have a perfectly nice photograph. I've actually used this photograph in a number of different variations and just keep playing around with the original. So what I could do here is there is a way you can pivot it. No, that's not what I want. Okay. All right, there is a way. There's a way you can swing it around. There we go. You can actually put it around so that it becomes more of an integral part of the center of the photograph. And if you do that, you're going to be more likely to have, they're going to leave your photograph alone and move on to the next one, is the way I'm going to look for it, unless they really want to take this blue sky or this water or whatever. So the key to doing a watermark, whether you're a professional photographer or you're just trying to safeguard the work that you're putting on your newsletter, on the internet, is to put it as central as you can without being distracting, to be able to do this. And then when I do this, I like to be able to bring it back. Okay. And there's actually an axis here where you can tell now it's straight. It's not straight with the water line, it's straight with the axis on the thing. So that works out, and that is how you do it. From here, you go hit download. The suggested type for Canva is a PNG file, which means it's going to remove the background. I just save it, and it's the same format as a JPEG. I hit download, and it's going to automatically download to the section of my website that I have my downloads go to. And then here's the trick of being able to do this. If I have a project that I'm working on that is a quilt, and the Ovarian quilt is a very good example. I have a folder where I keep all of their photographs in one spot. When I do that, and I'm going to take this particular photograph and I'm going to watermark it and put it in there, I will put, when I name it in my folder, I will put WM, which means watermark, and does this. And then that allows me to tell that it's a watermarked photograph, and it just makes it easier for me to be able to find it, because I know from example, I have, 6 months later, I'll want to go in and use that, but I want to have the watermark on it. And it's like, it's just so much easier to put the watermark in the name of the file, both for your SEO folders and also to be able to find it. And you'll be able to know that that photograph is watermarked, and I can feel comfortable using it either for Instagram or Pinterest or newsletters or whatever I'm going to do. So that's the easy way to do it. I don't watermark everything. If you watch recent images, you know that I need to work on that. But this particular one is one that I can do. So now I can minimize this, minimize that. No, I didn't want to minimize that because my screen sharing is paused, and I don't want to do that. All right, I'm going to stop. Okay, we're going to stop sharing. But in any event, you can go into wherever your downloads are, and you'll be able to pick it up and then move it from wherever the downloads are into whatever final folder you want to go. And it just makes it's easier. It minimizes the digital clutter, which is something I definitely need to work on, and be able to do that. You can find written instructions for this on yesterday's blog post at onequiltingcircle.com/blog. And you will be able to see it. I'll actually even put a link to this, hopefully, in today's newsletter for Cornerstones. And I'm going to leave you here. I hope you have a great day. It's 45 days, and it's downhill to spring. You can almost see I would tell you that you can almost see the daffodils coming up, but the only thing you can see in my front yard right now is white, which is what's supposed to be. And I will talk to you next week. Thank you so much for coming along on my journey, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you. All right, so Zoom meeting.